Wow, good evening, everyone. Wow, what a very wonderful evening. I am so excited. Like you guys know, whenever it comes to Friday, I am always excited to just want to join you guys, be here with with each and every one of you. So how you guys doing this evening? Oh my goodness, like you guys know, like I told you last week that we have an amazing guest who is coming on the show tonight with us. So I am sorry for the delay, each and every one, but please accept the apology. But we're gonna get into what we have to talk about this evening, which I'm excited about. Honestly, I cannot wait. So for some of you who don't know, who are just joining us for the first time, welcome on the Speaker Show, a place of inspiration where minds are being liberated through reasonings. So, I'm your host, your one and holy Niniola Fatai. So, thank you for joining us this evening. All right, so I'm going to be bringing up our guest as soon as I can right now because I don't want to delay any further. So please help me welcome the one and only, the producer, the MC. Oh my goodness, he's doing so many things. Honestly, if I have to start naming it, honestly, we're not gonna leave here. So please help me welcome my very good friend, Akim Ogumilade.
Uh,
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Nidia Fatai, for having me on your show. First and foremost, I want to commend the incredible creative work you've been doing on this show. Your show has been touching a lot of lives. Your consistency and inspiration you bring back to the people is top notch. Thank you so much for the good work you're doing in the community.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then it's so lovely to have you. You know, you're the boss, like I always say. So, how you doing this evening? How is it going? How are you?
Well, awesome. I'm doing great. I'm fine. It's a beautiful evening in the city of Bari where I live, and thank you so much once again for having me on your show.
That's good. Beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully someday I can be there too, and then we can have like a live show. All right. So without getting much without taking much of our time, I just want you to tell our audience a little bit about you so at least they get familiar with what we have on the show this evening.
All right. Distinguished audience, thank you so much. You are the reason why we're here, to keep talking and reaching out to the community, especially on an inspirational platform like this. My name is Akim Ogumilade. I'm the MD CEO of Xfin Media, a multimedia firm. I have a background basically in accounting as a certified national accountant and also a member of the Certified Institute of Public Accountants UK. Outside that genre, I followed my passion line, which I would say has been over 2 decades of being a practitioner in the entertainment industry. I was once a broadcaster for 15 years in a state owned broadcasting outfit. That's the Broadcasting Service of Ekiti State, where I owned my experience more in film directing, in film management, and production, that's post-production aspect of filming. Along the line of the theatre practitioner, I rose from being a member of the National Association of Nigerian Theatre Practitioners to become the state president. I was a state governor of that association for 8 years in my state, and afterwards we moved to the national level, where currently I'm still a national ex officio of the National Association of Nigerian Theatre Practitioners. Outside that, I've been a film director as well. Like I said, with over 2 decades of experience, having worked from when Nollywood was still growing in the days of Winnie's and in Lagos, they're growing up with a lot of our favorite celebrities today. I would say more of my passion and strength has been more into entertainment, and my expertise is more in directing. I learned directing from the United States. That's courtesy of Common Grounds Production. I got my training with Alan Child, who taught me for in the big in for understanding and mastering film directing, and also in terms of cinematography. Like I did mention, a filmmaker. Tunde Kilani was my trainee who taught me in series of courses called Behind the Scene. And today, I would say to God be the glory. We've got lots of credit with movies, short films, feature films, both in international film festivals and in different platforms. And we, for my brand, which I called earlier Extreme Media, what we do basically is been, supporting the Nigerian Canadian industry in terms of anything that has to do with visuals. Like we are media consultants, we work with different producers, either as production managers or as behind the scene consultant or directing or handling the director of photography role. So that's just a brief about myself, Nini.
Oh my goodness, that's quite a lot. As I'm listening to you, I'm just like, okay, okay, wow, 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 that's beautiful. It's a great thing to see, to see one or like anyone, doing so many things, and then, following their passion, their dreams. I think is the most beautiful thing, to be able to walk in that line and laying that example for the people who are coming behind. And that's one of the things that, you are doing and you have been doing. And I give you credit for doing all those wonderful things that you're doing. So keep up the good work, my very good friend.
Thank you, Nini. Thank you so much, Nini.
Right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so tonight we're just gonna be having some feel interaction, and then please, before I go further, I just want to say this to each and everyone, every of our viewers. Please do not forget to drop your questions. So as he's talking with us, as he's chatting with us, sharing his story with us, please and please and please drop your questions because we're gonna be taking them. So that way you can be able to answer whatever questions that you might have or whatever concern or any clarification. So please drop your comment. All right. So let's get back. All right. So I wanna ask you one or two questions. And I'm wondering, I know you into the entertainment, and then with the topic that we have, pursuing your dream, what would it say, before you get into all this so many things that you're doing, what actually, what ignite the fire within you that makes you say, this is the route that I want to go, this is the path that I want to go?
Thank you so much, Nini. And for me, it's just been identifying what I love to do best. I've always had a lot of people say it, and I'm still going to preach it today that whatever you're doing and you don't find joy and a sense of fulfillment in doing, then that means that's not your calling. Back then, growing up in Africa, my our parents wanted us, they had like six children or seven or eight children. They want to have a lawyer, they want to have a doctor, they want to have an accountant and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, they wanted me to do accounting and everything. Okay, fine. We had to give them to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. But along the line, I've always loved entertainment. From my secondary school, I am an alumni of the Federal Government College, Golawo in Kogi State. And from there, I was a state president of the dramatic club, and it was something that I really loved doing. After then, when I went for my education, I started full time theater troupe. It was a very big theater troupe then. I've always had passions for it, and because I didn't school in the main hub in Nigeria, then in Lagos, I was in Kogi State. A lot of whenever we had holidays, I chased my dream. I got to Lagos, and I always had good opportunities. I stood very because of my energy and creativity, because I loved what I'm doing. So I was trying to chase it. So whenever I go, even if it's just an holiday for 2 months, I got lead roles in movies. So then I knew a lot of the, working with Teco Benson, Zabichu, and all these people then. And I would go back again to school. Then whenever I go back again, I got opportunities. And because of my potentials and ability with my sense of human relations, because these things are also key, our character, the way we portray, how do people perceive us, the kind of energy and aura you carry. These things are very important towards building the help build that bridge between you and your passion, no matter what you're passing through. So I just kept chasing it that way. And from there in 2013, I got called to direct a very big job then with we had Messi Johnson, a lot of the Nigerian celebrities. That was a very young agreeing on, like indirectly. But because I believed in myself, because the people that called me for the job, which was a very big job then in West Africa, because it was sponsored by the Catholic Youth Organization of West Africa then. So it was a big job, and we had all the stars, and I directed it, and it was part one and two, and it won awards then. So I just believe that the moment you don't give up on your dream and you just keep growing, and you create a niche for yourself. My foundation has been the National Association of Nigerian Theatre Practitioners. That's like a statutory body. Then that was the government recognized body before they formed the other organizations. We had reasons to work on bills and motions, constitutional reviews from the theater part. I was a particular in all this high-end experience back then in Nigeria. So I would say, and I'm going to say, whoever is listening, that if you have a passion, you love the thing you really want to do that makes you feel fulfilled, that you never get tired, then go for it, because that's where the real satisfaction is. That's where the real fulfillment is. And Nini, I'm going to crack you up. You will believe if you tell me to do some other things and keep me on the computer for 8 hours, 12 hours, I'm going to feel overwhelmed. But if I'm on the theme set and I can stay there, I can walk and just sleep 2 hours, wake up the next day because my head is off, like, we have to finish this job. We have to, whatever we have on the shooting schedule, I don't get tired. I just keep walking and walking. And it's because I love what I'm doing. So I never get tired of it. So that's just my key message to people, that please chase whatever you want to do in life. Chase it, go after it. And apart from that, make sure that as you keep going in that course of building it, keep building relationships, keep being good to people, be passionate, and be steadfast in your goal.
Wow, I like that. The very beautiful thing that I love out of everything that you said is the building relationship, because I feel that, like, when you're running through your journey in life, it is important because you're going to come in contact with a lot of people. And then that room to be able to accommodate, is one of the key parts, because even though you have the biggest dream, even though you have the widest dream, it still can be fulfilled, or it still can be accomplished by oneself alone. But having other people around you, building that relationship, it goes a very, very long way. And I want to say thank you for, like, for mentioning that. Thank you for that. So now I want to ask you, like, listening to what you said now, and I'm just wondering that, what exactly, like, when you were like, okay, like, looking at the Nigerian industry and then how far you've come, like that, how do you see the entertainment when it comes to, like, to the Canadian, like, Nigerian Canadian industry, like, right where we are right now, like, how do you see it, like, years from now?
Okay. Thank you so much, Nini. How I see it years from now is that it's going to continue to be a developing industry. I'm talking about the Nollywood Canada film industry, right? That's the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, currently, I would say it's still in a very, very young stage. It's still in a young stage. They are beginning to spring up different key actors. People who um, are able to say, okay, I am a permanent resident. I am a practitioner, and I want to grow my skill. I want to grow the Nollywood industry in Canada. The reason I said it's still growing is because compared to other industry, I work on different film sets in Canada here. I don't only work on Nigerian film set. Um, I know what Bollywood has had great partnerships in terms of hundreds of millions of dollars collaboration with other film stakeholders in Canada. Now, there are also a lot of limiting factors to why it's still a growing industry, the Nollywood Canada relationship in terms of movies. The reason is because we are yet to put our house together. By this, I mean that anything, the greatest thing we can achieve in chasing the template of film production in Canada here as Nigerians, as Nollywood practitioners, it's going to be collective effort. It's going to be collaboration. Until we come together with such collaborative efforts, it might not fly. Now, there are a lot of big jobs. I would mention, for example, URA. Yeah, that kind of job. It's still, yeah, we were proud of it as in Nollywood, one of our biggest, output in terms of the quality of the production, and investment value in it. But when you look at the background in terms of the money back, you realize that it's more of like a grant related project that is, it's not 100% all inclusive because there are a lot of other key players. We have great Nollywood, Canadian Nollywood producers in Calgary, in Alberta, in Toronto. Here, we have a lot of them, stakeholders, people who are producing movies, and they are trying to push it into cinema. Yes, some of our movies have gone into cinemas too, but what is the value? What is the financial value out of it going into cinemas? Now, also in terms of there's some of our key players in terms of actors and actresses. For example, Omonu Boli, one of our projects she shot here, is also on Netflix. That's I see all this as a gradual evolution. These things are beginning to change from we producing for just YouTube, we producing for just the probably Prime Video and stuffs. But the moment we all come together, the moment we can come together as one, that's when we can really, really have that kind of massive hit. When we're talking about an investment worth over 500 million Canadian dollar, because that the industry is very big here. I'm going to share something with you in prior, like very confidential, but like it's not really confidential. We're working on a project, and just 2 days ago we had a meeting with the CEO of Ontario Cameras, and this when it got to a point, we're looking at the analysis. These guys are talking about hundreds, hundreds of millions of dollars for this partnership, and it's something big in the offering. Like, we're looking at it because they believe in it. We give them the feasibility study. That one thing is this: Nollywood, we have the strength, just like our Afro music, the way Afro beats have gone global, the same way, like, we are able with our limited resources, we keep pushing. But overall, I'm just going to say that we are still growing, and we're going to do better by the time we come together. And the future of it is what I'm saying. By the time we come together, when major stakeholders come together and we're able to invest, viably, like a very viable investment, there are funds for these things. So once we come together, we're able to access such a huge fund, and it's not just that the job doesn't just finish and end up somewhere. It's also able to transverse to the bilateral relationship from the real Nollywood back home, exporting our own talents, not just our talent, also being able to take it back home in the cinemas there, because we have stakeholders from home who are involved here. Then it all works as one. We make all the mega money in Naira. They dump it there. We come over here also. It also shakes the ground. Mm-hmm. And you would agree with me, Nini. You are also a producer. Like, production is expensive. Like, it's a lot of money to produce quality movie. We're talking about Canada standard now, where we want to have all the best of equipment, the best of actors, and the best of locations. And getting the location on that really here is a lot of money. And the kind of story we want to tell. All these are the factors I'm saying that until we come together collaboratively, we'll be able to say, yes, this is going to be the big future. And I'm going to state again, the future I'm talking about is the end value, the viability of our effort. And then we're able to say, yes, we're working on international festivals like THIEF, and we're talking about the Nollywood Canadians here being celebrated there for their efforts. It's different from when you bring, you bring somebody, a star, and to just come and do something. I know it's different. So the end value is really what I'm really after, and I believe we're going to get there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I see that it's a very long road, but yet, like, with persistency, and not giving up, in with a lot of people that have a lot of passion out there, you know, together, we definitely, like, we're gonna get there and we're gonna be there. So what would you say to the young folks out there who are trying to, like, get into the industry, and then they have, like, they have so much passion in them, but they feel that, like, there's not so much opportunity for them because they don't know how to access, like, the relevant people or relevant tools. So what would you say about that?
All right. My candid advice to such people is that just need to start somewhere. When you don't start, you're just on a point. And please know that it's okay to fail. It's okay for people to tell you no. It's a part of the story. All the no's on the closed doors, all the odds you pass through, they're all points you're scoring until you're going to think it. Now, like I did mention earlier, character is very important as well. Being sincere, being passionate, being professional. Life itself, like people, like I don't see like one of my ideologies about life. Life is simple. It's just about one, being able to communicate, two, and do what you would want them to do to you. You have to be punctual to whatever you have a calling. For example, you have an audition or you are in a crew. Please, it's just little things like paying attention to details, being punctual, not being lazy. Those little things are what team members would look up to, and they're going to call you the next time they have a job. You don't have to go through the same route again. Now, in terms of skill development, because you need to keep sharpening your skill, the best
Absolutely.
directors today, the best of actors in the world, they didn't go to a film school. It's just about them chasing their passion. Chase your passion, and where can you get the best of experience? I've had a lot of film school graduates say, they wasted that money. They would have used it to invest in buying gears and practicing. It's not like it's not that's their own opinion. My own opinion is that if whatever you want to learn, you the best way you can get experience is practicing on it, is working on it. And how do you create opportunities for you to have such a leverage? One is by going online, do a lot of researches. You're going to find out that there are a lot of ample opportunities for you. There are some websites like Indeed, like we know, like LinkedIn, job places that all they do is just recruit green ons like team members, crew members, or acting opportunities backstage. You want to act, go for a good photo shoot, put out your studio, put out your self on all those platforms. You're going to get calls. That's what a lot of people don't know. Um, the other thing is you can chase two things at a time. If you know you want to, you have to pay some prices, which could be sacrifice. If you want to walk, like you want to keep walking, maybe 8 to 5, you're working weekends, you might not have such time. But if you also dedicate like some time to it, it might not be easy. It could be a side hustle, but you're putting in all the energy. Then you get someone like a mentor who would also guide you. Then I'm going to always say something that the internet is a great space for education, but people don't know. A lot of people waste their time on Instagram. For example, Instagram, there are film producers, there are, a lot of, acting skill set growth platforms, even on Instagram. Follow such follow a lot of people like that, like filmmaking gurus, international film directors, cinematographers, DOPs, gaffers. If whatever your passion is, look for such people and keep. They might not know you, but keep following them because you're watching their step. and reach out for opportunities, like I said earlier, to go on set. On set is where you're going to have the real opportunity. Have a role model, have a mentor, reach out to people. You would be surprised. It's not everybody um, who's going to turn you down, no matter how busy they are, because they believe that someone gave them that opportunity to. So when you build on all this relationship, leverage on it, and continue going, the opportunity would come. Because if opportunity comes and you're not prepared or you're not skilled enough, it's going to be totally off. For actors, I'm going to beg you, you need to keep practicing on your facial expression. Then, like I used to have an argument with some people that our acting back home in Nigeria is a bit different from in the international scene. There are a lot of factors to that. Nini, I don't want us to go into that. So, my point is this. When you're in Rome, like let's say you act like a Rome, if you want to act in Canada in international film set, then that means you need to begin to upskill your acting strength. And how do you do that? You watch movies, look at people of your character, your age group. What do you see them do? Expression. It's not all about nagging. We don't always have to shout when we communicate. All nerves in our veins has the potential to express what the audience would see on screen. Having said that, for people who are in the technical area, maybe a DOP, a gaffer, please, there are a lot of opportunities online, but you need to make sacrifice. I've been on set in Canada here for like 3 months as a first AD. I didn't get paid, but it paid off for me later because I built a network. People will you get to meet people who would also help you and call you for better jobs once they notice that you are a very talented person, you're a lively person on set, you didn't cause trouble, you have great sense of human relations. So that way, I'm gonna say, please, it's start. That's the first thing I said. Look for the opportunities to grow.
Mhm.
Develop yourself. Be prepared, and never give up. And no competition, please. You don't bring in competition. No, focus on your goal, focus on that thing, and have your dream. Like I always tell some people when you have a deep conversation with me, I said my dream is I want to walk on the red carpet of Oscar with my theme winning, not just nominating. That's one of my dreams. So, and I know to do that, it's a long journey, as a black filmmaker. And I know that it's a gradual thing. You need the right set of team members until you have that opportunity where there is a mega box, a money bank who's going to invest in your vision and you create something viable to the world. And we're beginning to trail that path. Thank you so much, Nini.
Wow, thank you. You have said so much. And then, everything you said has been honestly, has been like, it's been very, very good and on point. And just to add to what you've said, I believe very deeply that no matter what you're trying to do, no matter what, preparation is the key. When you are prepared, when the opportunity come, just like you said, you fly in, you fly through, you connect, but when there is no preparation, when the opportunity come, it makes one like feel or look like someone who is actually not ready, or who is actually not even called for that particular thing, or like you doubt the passion, you doubt the dream that you have for yourself because there is no preparation. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm just going to encourage each and every one of us to please, whatever pace, whatever that you are doing, that you lay your hands on, that you're doing, keep working, keep striving, get prepared, be prepared, but prepared at all time, because the more you prepare, the better you become. So and I'm sure, like, if I'm to ask you, like, there must have been, like, when you look back to the things that you've done before and you look at the things that you're doing, I'm sure you're gonna be like, oh my god, I made those mistakes those days, like, and now, like, you can't make those mistakes again. Why? Just because you prepared and you keep walking and walking and walking, right? So I'm just gonna read one or two questions right here. Actually, we have a lot of comment right here, so we're gonna be going into that, and then I'm gonna be coming back to you. So that's gonna be our little short break. All right. So actually, I have some people here that, like, I don't know, maybe you want to hack to that, but it seems like it's just a comment that, it's very sad that our Nigerian community compete with each other instead of embracing unity of one another. What do you have to say to that? What's your hint take on that?
All right, thank you to that person who passed that comment. It's pretty a sad reality that there is a kind of um, competition. Competition is okay, as if it's a healthy one. Just like you said something earlier on, I'm going to say it again. That whatever I do, for example, I keep saying it. My last job is going to be my worst job, and the next one I'm going, it's going to be better than the last one. The next one I'm going to do is going to be better. So I think that's the kind of competition I set for myself. It's like I need to just keep growing one step after the other. It's unfortunate that if you don't even if you don't look inwards at you developing yourself, like you have to challenge yourself. You are the person you need to challenge, not any other person, because you know it's supposed to be, and you should know that that's just the LDS thing you can do for yourself. That you don't have to compare yourself, apart from production, apart from the entertainment industry, with anybody in life. It's 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 um, it's an ego problem. It's a personal issue that until you identify that fact that there shouldn't be any competition in life with anybody. You are supposed to be the best version of yourself. Every day you have the opportunity to be alive. It's you who should
Mhm.
always do better, grow yourself. For the I understand what a person is saying, but I'm going to also say that when you when you're busy and you're focused, you might not even have time to realize that somebody is saying such.
That's
You
true.
please get yourself engaged, get yourself busy, be focused. You don't do
Hmm.
things because of people. You're doing it because I have a dream, I have a passion. This is where I'm going. This is what I want to do with my life, and I'm chasing it diligently. Whatever anybody says, it's okay. But you don't even bring that into your playing ground. You try to be very, very healthy mentally and in whatever you do. So for me, I'm going to say it again. Yes, such things may exist, but please engage yourself. Be focused. Those things are distractions and they're not healthy for you to move fast enough. And the ways you can do that is one, you could disassociate yourself from when you notice such an healthy environment and grow into a bigger space. How do you go into a bigger space? It means you also have to develop yourself to move to the next level. Like I say,
Absolutely.
it's good to have mentors. It's good to have people you can look up to because of the quality of their handiwork. And like I said, it's okay for some of them to say no to you. Let it not bring you down. Go ahead. You're going to see another person who is going to help you. But the most important thing, like I said, please keep that goal clear and don't stop doing it. Be very strategic. Keep going no matter what. You are going to get to your dream destination someday.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. All right, so there's another question here. I think the person had it up together, and then it says, "How long have you been into this business, and how and when exactly do you start hearing from it? And lastly, how do you survive the early challenges in this business?"
All right, thank you so much to that person who asked that question. Nini has put me on the spotlight here, so I'm going to respond to that. Like I did mention earlier, I've been in this practice for over 2 decades, and um, the 2 decades has been more of a journey of partially investment. Because I'm a skilled person. Like I told you, I'm a DOP. Back from home, I'm also an editor. I edit a lot of basic jobs. And back from home, I was opportune. Like I said, I directed some jobs, and I was also doing a lot of documentaries for key people in Nigeria. I had the opportunity of doing the documentary for Afe Babalola, for Justice Belgore, for I did one on Olusegun Jordan. I did for the PDP. I did the National PDP Compendium. It was a big project. This project I started making money from. I'm having to travel all far and wide for documentary, telling a story, interviewing people, and editing them together. Now, so for me, I think gradually, like if you're able to um, be smart about it, that okay, yes, I have this dream, and it's not making money immediately. What about the other side things that are related to your dream that you can do? For example, in Canada, when we got to Canada here a couple of years ago, one of the first things we decided to do with my brand Extreme Media was have a videography unit. We had a photography unit. So that goes side by side with my busy schedule as a filmmaker when this opportunity comes. But the funny thing is, everything still works with cameras, right? We started acquiring all the gears we needed for all this production. We have a studio unit in Toronto, and it's like it's a side thing, but most importantly is yeah, those little things. We always get bookings. Virtually every weekend we have a booking, one or two events to do. And like she did introduce me earlier, also I am an MC. I anchor a lot of events in the community. Um, it's just like okay, these things they're all entertainment oriented, and it gives me money. Apart from the fact I work as an accountant somewhere, it's what I love to do. It's all showbiz. Now the other side of it is yeah, the theme comes. Right? The stress of shooting a theme is overwhelming. That I just feel like currently they can pay me for that value of having to spend, a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks on set shooting a film. When in a weekend I can hand my $2,000 or $3,000 when I go for one event or two events. At times we have events Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Last year we had events Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You're gonna make that money. But on a film set, yeah, because the industry is still growing and because I believe that yeah, if you don't go for that opportunity to put yourself in the spotlight, for people to do something for people to talk about, oh, this is your job. Wow. You know, nobody's going to give you the opportunity. It's not going to come on a platter of gold. So at times
Yes.
you have to make sacrifice. And like I mentioned, when I was talking, when I got to Canada, I wanted to have film experience here. I put up my resume with my jobs I've done in the past in Nigeria. I put it, and I got a call for a very big. It was another very big job. I was lost on set there. I now understood how production works here. It's totally different from where I'm coming from, right? Totally
Mhm.
different. We spent 3 months. It's like everybody's so slow. Everything is slow. Like it's different. We walk like hyper, but the production here is different. Every unit takes their time. We had a harmonization unit. They had love license. You had to do this. You had to do that. You had to sign this. Like it's different from where I'm coming from. So I didn't get the commensurate payment. They eventually paid me later on, but when I made that sacrifice for that 3 months, it was a lot for me. I had some savings, I could cover my rent, so I could, try it. So what I'm saying is, it might not always bring the money, but be creative around it because, especially in the developed country here, as a foreign, as an immigrant, you need to pay your bills. The bills are there waiting. So, but you have to be smart around it. You have to pitch your tent around that same growth path that you know that it's around your corridors. Then sacrifice. It's okay to because of your dream to starve. It's okay for a while. It's okay that you go through tutelage. You don't get paid, but you put in on your best. It's okay because when the credit comes, you begin to have your credits on IMDb. You begin to see things. You make networks. A lot of people now I know, like a lot of people from Bollywood, big stars. A lot of them I don't know them before, but because we've worked together, because somebody mentioned me here. Oh, that guy, they need him. Oh, someone would call me like, "Okay, we need a production accountant." I'm like, Why? Okay, we saw your CV, you're an accountant, you're a director, you know how to do this for us. We have a director, like, okay, good, let's do it. I'm going to meet people on that set. I'm going to connect and I'm going to keep building my network. And I'm going to see people that are viable, because identifying viable people that's going to help your dream come to fulfillment is very key. Thank you so much, Denny.
You're very, very welcome. And thank you for answering that. And then we're going to take one more question from the crowd. And we're going to come back to me because we're running out of time. It's always beautiful when we sit here and then, when we talk, honestly, like, it's always like that. Like, we just don't want to leave, but it's just what it is. All right. So, someone said here, should you share your dream with just anyone or anybody? How do you know the right people to share that passion or dream with?
Okay, thank you so much. Now I'm gonna say something. There's a line between your dreams, um, your aspirations, and at times I would say your achievements. Dreams that has to do with passion, like you want to develop yourself. It's not like, for example, oh, I'm gonna buy a car. I want to I want to do this. I want to relocate. I want. There's some things probably they are dreams, but like aspirations. But maybe you keep them until they grow, until they're mature. But you can still run away from some key players. Probably maybe your partner, maybe your parent, or somebody that you know that this thing can work without letting him know. Maybe you have a very good boss at work. You want to confide in him because he's going to be the one to give you the permission.
Mm-hmm.
Probably when they go, now. So there's some technical areas. It's like being careful around whatever it is you want to buy a house. Like probably you could keep short. When you're talking to your mortgage specialist, you're talking to your real estate person, you're talking to your lawyer. Those are different. But in terms of the line of the interview tonight, for your passion, like you want to chase it, it's very important that you walk along the path of showing a proof for what you achieve. Now, how do I mean? It's better to say, oh, he's a director. Have you heard about him before? Yes, he directed that film that won 7 awards at the International Film Festival. Really? Can I see the film? Oh, go on Netflix or go and subscribe to this platform and watch it there. You have something to show for your dream that is gradually coming up. Now, the other part of it is this: if you there are some people, the moment you identify your mentor, the moment you identify your mentee to say, okay, this is who I want to listen to. I want a guide. I am trying to establish a relationship with him. It might not even be directly, you don't have to know the person. It could be an online thing. Like you reach out, the person replies to you. Okay, let me know. You have any questions, let me know. I'm going to reply you. I'm a busy person. Okay, that way you have a relationship and you pile your questions, you go, and you're stuck along the line. Okay, I want to do this. Should I do this? Should I go to a film school or should I budget so time, use that money and train myself, go like pay and go into agencies as an actor? The person would guide you. Like there's an adage in my place, the cops doesn't hide from who will bait him or her. There's some people you can hide your dreams from, especially when they are very instrumental to your dream path. People that you know you're going to share with and say, I need your help with this. And the moment you identify those people, they are just angels. They're going to be there for you. For those ones who say no, that's good. They are not bad people, but they are not just called to help you in that cause. The right people that would listen to you morning, afternoon, night, no matter how busy they are, they'll create time for you. And when you follow them with a very strong belief and follow their guide to tell you, okay, try this. I could give you a number. At times, all we need is just a relevant number. At times, we need what we are looking for. We know it. It's common sense. But at times, we don't. It's either we underevaluate it or underestimate it, or we just look at it and say, oh, it's not important. But they just tell you, no, do that, do that, do that, do this, do this, do this, do this. And like I said, everything has to do with sacrifice. So that dream please share it with the right appropriate people and go for it. It comes with sacrifice. You go for it, and you're gonna keep going higher and higher. And what will make you keep going higher and higher is your attitude. That's what carries you along that path.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you. You just keep nailing it. It's like, you're just prepared for Nini this evening, and then you're like, I'm just in every single thing that is just coming up right there. That's beautiful. You have been doing so amazing, honestly speaking. I have to tell you that. And I want to say thank you very much. So, just one last two questions that I have, one or two questions that I have for you. So, coming back to me now. All right. So, when you look through all those things, like, what would you say is one thing that just kept you going, that is one of the biggest why that you have? Because I'll tell you something, and I know, being in the same field, I'll tell you that, like, sometimes it can be very challenging, sometimes it can be very hard, because like, just like you said, don't compete, but then at the same time there's competitors all around you. There's some that will be like, oh, I'm better than this and better than that. So I want to ask you now that, how have you been able to manage? What is that one thing, the why that was said has kept you going and keep you on your feet?
Okay, thank you. My desire to be the dream to be the dream me has always pushed me. My desire to be the dream me, like I did mention earlier, I always love to say that one of my greatest aspirations, apart from making money, is like to have my jobs on the biggest screens in the universe, all over the world. And people are really appreciative of the creative ingenuity as a filmmaker. A filmmaker is a storyteller who understands, how to put this together. And I know that to do that, it's a long journey. So I it just keeps me going. It's a personal thing. I love, like, I see it like my calling, right? I see it like I love to do it, and I love to take on the challenge. And I understand that the speed at which the industry is going, it's really weird. Now everything, the CGI era, a lot of VFX, a lot of fake. Like, now, how do we begin? We're chasing from where I come from, like we're looking at, some beautiful things before having a very creative, but now the journey is going even beyond, like with IT coming, that major and everything. It's a lot of challenge. Now, this is also expanding the course, and I don't let anything, scare me, from that dream. Like I say, that's what I wake up every day and I look at, okay, no matter what happens, I'm able to keep moving. I'm not standing on a point. I keep trying to develop myself at every point, and say, okay, we're going to meet this challenge. And as far as there is life in me, it's going to be one of my greatest dreams in life someday to say, okay, will you achieve these, And like somebody who is skilled, you just keep making sure you're comfortable on that route and you keep chasing it. So, Nini, for me, I would say, what keeps me from all those ESAs, those distractions to where I'm going, is that I want to be every day. I just want to be that better version of me. I want to get to that dream me. And the dream me is, like I said, having, a beautiful job that's globally acknowledged, working with the right set of team of people. And we are all excited about it. We call to different countries of the world for different awards, walk on those red carpets and everything. Like, it's not everybody's dream, right? A lot of people just want the money, money, money. Yeah, we want the money. We're gonna always have the money, but like
I
the
like
real
that.
part of it, the real part of it is that accomplishment, which is a
I
great
like
thing.
I like that. I like that. I like that. And I just want to tell you that, like, I know you're here to, like, to tell us all this beautiful thing, but at the same time, I'm just gonna take this time to also tell you that, like, just keep going. Like, the dream is gonna happen. You have learned so much, and I just want to tell you that, Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And whatever you desire, it will eventually come to pass, with
Thank
so
you.
much persistency and consistency. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show with us this evening. It's been amazing, amazing, amazing. I wish you could stay longer, but we just can't. So so I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show with us. So I really, really appreciate your time. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you. And then, just leave us with one word before you leave.
Yeah, before my final words on this beautiful episode of the Speaker Show, I would want to say I'm sorry, Nidhi, for coming on your show a bit late today. I did explain to you, I called you, I was stuck on the traffic. That's very unlike me, and to our audience. I take full responsibility for the delay on this episode. I'm really sorry about it. It was beyond my control. I had a long drive and I was stuck in traffic. Having said that, my final word would be okay, I'll just say that we should remain focused in life. Like, no matter what, just be focused. There'll be ups, there'll be downs, there'll be trials, there'll be tribulations. But just always wake up every day and say, I'm gonna be that dream me someday. And what's the dream you? You know it better. I know mine. Thank you, Nini, for having me on the Speaker Talk Show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, everyone. So I'm just gonna tell you this that you see the way our guests have spoken, like with so much education that he has bring to the table for us this evening. I just want to tell you, like, if you miss, honestly, you need to go back and watch it because there's so much that you can learn, that you can apply to your personal life, to whatever that you're doing. So I just want to say thank you everyone for being on the speaker show. Thank you everyone for for being consistent, for always being with us at all time. You guys are amazing. Honestly, I love you guys so much. You guys are the reason why, we do these, I do these, and with the rest of the team. So I just want to say thank you. But one word that I want to leave for each and every one of you is this: believe in yourself. Believe that you're capable. Believe that you can. Believe that, yes, there's something that I have been created for, that I can achieve and I will achieve because there is a power inside of me that's going to help me. And that is you believing in yourself. You need to believe in yourself. So that way, no matter what comes your way, you can always survive. You can always strive. You can always keep going. You can always keep pushing when you believe in yourself because belief breeds confidence. So when you have those things, it guides you, in the right path that you need to go. So thank you everyone. And next week I'm gonna see you. Next week we have an amazing guest that is coming. So please come prepared. We'll be on time, 7 p.m. We're gonna be here, and I'll see you guys until then. Do not forget, stay focused and believe and hold your dream. All right, thank you. And I remain your host on the speaker show, Nini Alafatai. Thank you for joining us.